Are you gonna get in there and help them, Batman?
Now I can grab him.
Hi,
Okay.
gotta get in there, Batman. Well, I gotta use your gadgets.
So we've got like the very earliest edition of Detectovision here, which I've been playing The Witcher 3, so by comparison, this isn't actually very good.
Right, but is this the beginning of the idea as a video game mechanic? I think it is.
You're gonna be fine.
I think, yeah.
With it.
I think this is the only game where I've ever really seen where it looks... I mean, you know, besides, I guess, the other games in the series, where you sort of feel like Batman.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Like, I remember actually, like, when it came out, somebody sent, like, a Batman fan I know sent me, like, a Steam message, and he was like, Rutskarn, you save criminals in the first 5 minutes. They go out of their way, like, you save criminals. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, no, you don't understand. They get it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It isn't, and they very carefully, you do not kill these guys. But I like how Batman, you'll see him eventually save a criminal, throw him down, and then immediately punch him in the back of the skull.
It's great. He's just handing out naps.
Batman has no
this
problem
the
with
point
concussion.
where the DRM would kick in and you wouldn't be able to glide?
Yep, you can't.
Yeah.
If you pirated the game, glide wouldn't work. And so
That's awesome.
there, you'd see all these people posting, "Hey, I keep falling into the deadly gas." Oh, free nap.
Can I also say that this game rides a fine line for me. Well, okay, well, actually I have two things that just came up. One is, it's a small thing, but I like that you can select any part of a ledge to grapple to instead of just like one arbitrary point.
Yes.
And secondly, this game actually did pretty well with the, like, stylizing knocking people out thing. Because, I mean, like, small medical fact, you can't actually knock somebody out in a way anything like you see in, like, movies and TV and stuff. But, so, you know, the only point is that you need to show it in a way where it's like, you get the idea that, oh, like, he's putting them unconscious, but it's not, like, triggering your, oh my god, that looks horrifying, or brutal, or, like, you know.
That's another thing they've been ramping up throughout the series. It's really toned down in this game. And then in Arkham City, it gets really kind of brutal. And then in Arkham Knight, it looks super like, wow, that guy may never walk again, kind of in.
Yeah, I don't like Batman to do that.
Yeah, they were kind of in the preview of Arkham Knight. It looks kind of like, wow, I think Batman might be coming a little too brutal.
Like, I was actually watching
the
Batman
first
Arkham
Riddler
Origins
trophy
trailer.
I skipped. I didn't get. Because I can't
this was
figure
when I
out how to
made a
get into
conscious
this fucking
decision
room.
that the Riddler I'm not going to give a shit about the Riddler. That I'm
a lot
I'm going
of them
to
you have to come
frustrate
back
the Riddler.
later, Josh.
Yeah.
A lot of them you have to come back later. Most of them.
Really?
Yeah, you
that
guys
one
just,
definitely.
So there's
like,
a lot of
just backtrack.
backtracking.
Yeah, just backtrack and get it and be a
I
cool
love
guy.
the backtracking. I mean, that's where the Metroidvania thing comes from. Like, oh, I got a new gadget, now that unlocked a whole bunch of new areas, I'll go back and revisit those places and see how they've changed, because places will change, and you'll get new loot, and you'll get new stuff unlocked, and so I actually really enjoy that.
Me too. I was a big fan, especially in Arkham City. It was like amped up to the extreme.
So, I have to say that I do. I want to come back to this a little bit because I'm just gonna get out of the way now, and I'm never gonna say it again. But for me, it's actually I find it really funny that this is like to me like my not wanting to go after collectibles is really amusing in this game because the Riddler keeps calling you and like telling you that you're not smart enough. And for me, there's just a moment there where I arrive at the fence and I'm like, huh, it's on the other side. I have no idea how to get there. And the Riddler's like, try to figire it out. You can't. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I have no idea. He's like, yeah, could you maybe like have to find your way through the vents? I'm like, I have no idea. Yeah, no, I'm stumped. I mean, like if you think about it, I bet you could. And I'm just like,
but it's kind
and I'm just leaving.
I'll say it in a second because this scene's good.
I love this scene. I love this scene.
There's no escape, Joker. I will find you.
You already found him.
Just not yet.
Oh no, it's a boss fight. I gotta say, these bosses
are the worst.
I feel like the bosses are where the combat in this game kind of breaks down.
Yes. This is
It's like exactly the opposite of Dark Souls, where the bosses are in Dark Souls are where the combat is at the best. And in this one, not so much.
So you're basically saying this is exactly like Dark Souls.
You just gotta stand back and let him charge you over and over, Josh. That's all you gotta do. You stay away from him.
Or just do whatever you're doing.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Oh,
Oh my goodness, you really need to stay away from this guy. I know your video game instincts say, oh, I should kick his ass, but all you need to do is stay away
Josh.
from him.
Punch his butt. There you go. Oh, he didn't hit anything.
Batman's walking around.
This game's knockout punches were really good. Each of them is like very clean, very straight. You know, very businesslike. It's kind of like a coconut noise, and you're like, okay, yeah, that would hurt and knock him out. Sure, I buy that. This is Batman like being a cool guy. Then the Arkham Origins trailer comes out, and like the first 2 seconds is just some guy walking around after having committed the crime of robbing some place, and Batman just like grabs his face and shoves it through the metal of a fuse box, and I'm just like, holy shit, Bat fascist.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm about to attend a rally and call like the Batmen the pigs.
Yeah. I can't include Origin was I love that moment where Joker was like, go ahead, knock me off. That was an important concept to establish with everybody, is that Joker's always trying to goad Batman. Oh, you don't kill people? Well, you go ahead. You know, you sure about that? You could kill me right now. Look, it's a freebie.
Yeah.
Sure you don't want it because you know I'm gonna kill a bunch of people.
I'm over here.
It's like he's your friend who wants to get you to try like, let's say Dark Souls, except Dark Souls is murder.
Yes.
Alright, I like health.
Yeah.
Anybody got a better idea than getting lots of health?
Yeah, I've watched you play. Get health.
Yeah.
Thanks, Seamus.
Although the inverted swoop is real good. The where you get a hang, and then you get to like just grab it with your...
He's got. I think he'll have one more upgrade before he does his first Predator.
Riddler trophy. Don't mind
Yay.
if I do.
Oh, okay. So what I wanted to say about the Riddler is, you know how Ruts was saying, like, if you're trying to get a trophy, Riddler just starts like, oh, maybe it's an event.
What's on the other
Maybe
side?
you should do this.
Call it extreme
And it actually kind of fits his character because Riddler, like, he needs people to play his game, and if you're not playing, then he's gonna keep giving you hints so you play his fucking game. It's not about being smarter, it's about playing his fucking game.
Right, so I actually found it more satisfying to just walk right the fuck over Riddler trophies.
Exactly.
Like, there'd be one right there, and I just, like, walk right over it.
And he's like, no.
He actually does that with the very first puzzle in this game, where he's like, he wants you to find the painting, and he just keeps giving you hints, and if you take longer, it seems to drive him crazy.
We should do it because it's pretty funny, and the voice actor for Riddler is perfect.
Gordon is on his way to Harley as we speak.
Officer Bowles.
Like, is this another one of your games, Piddler?
He dies.
At first it's Riddler, and secondly, you're probably not even smart enough to play my game.
The transport system is down. Best I can do is open the door you came in. Sorry.
I should go back to the holding cells. Bowles.
Officer Balls?
He'll have left a trail.
Bowles.
Okay.
Officer Balls,
We gotta
detain this prisoner.
rescue Commissioner Gordon now.
What's happening?
Officer
Joker's
Ball,
escaped.
detain
He
these
sealed
two
himself
prisoners.
off. He's got your father.
Dad.
Don't worry.
We're gonna lock you boys up tight.
I know, but
Oracle, I'm getting him back. Joker will not win.
It's getting kind of hairy in here, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm starting where he was taken. A guard named Frank Bowles attacked him.
Somebody
If I find
change the
Frank, I'll find
subject
your
quickly. He's gonna go on like this for the rest of the episode.
Yep. Oh, his name is Frank Balls? God God, I shouldn't work at Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, so... Oh yeah, they... Because that, if you were in Arkham Asylum, that's where you'd be, is one of the employees, right?
So when I need security codes or an old man to be clubbed to the ground, just the man to ask.
Like, okay, just pro tip to dudes and ladies out there. If your significant other gets a job and it's as a guard and it's at Arkham Asylum, just divorce them. Divorce them and like unfriend them on Facebook and move and just don't find out.
Pretend they are dead, because they are.
You're gonna bleed.
Boom! Free now. That's right.
Nap
Attack
time.
his fist with your chin.
That noise is perfect because it sounds nothing like how it would actually sound like if you punch someone in the head, so it's super stylized.
Yeah.
Like, I compare this to, like, in Battlefield Hardline, where there's those, like, finishers where you grab somebody and, like, you punch them, and, like, all you can imagine is, like, broken teeth and twisted jaws and, like, cerebral hemorrhaging. It's like, I don't have that problem in this game.
So now we're doing detective
investigation.
Yeah, now we're doing detective stuff.
I admire the attempt here. I don't think detective stuff is awesome, but I'm glad they tried to include Batman's detectiveness in the story. I mean, this is just, you know, click on a thing and then follow the breadcrumb trail. It's super not very interesting, but it's so much better than if they left it out and just pretended that Batman's main power is punching people.
As shitty as Batman Origins was, their detective stuff was way better because you had to actually put together a crime scene and stuff.
That's what I heard.
I'll give it that. I did not like Origins at all, but I will give it. It has the best investigation mechanic of any of them, probably of any game.
Origins had two things going for it. It was the investigation stuff and Riddler's origin story, which actually fucking worked. I was really, like, nervous about it, but basically his origin story in this world is that he wanted to save the city, so he got a bunch of information about bad guys, and he was gonna blackmail them one by one. And Batman was like, you can't do that. Or Riddler's like, well, why? Like, why can't I? I'm just gonna do it anyway, and then Batman stops him. And I thought that was a cool Riddler origin story.
I'm trying to contact Steve. Is he there? Hold 1 second. I'll see if I can find
Who is
so
Steve?
wait a minute.
Who's
Have
on
we
the
played
phone?
a game for spoiler warning called Origins?
No, we almost did Dragon Age Origins, but I've vetoed it every time because I'm mean.
Because you're a terrible person?
Do you really want to go through the deep roads with these assholes? You do not.
I'd go to the deep roads if I could be Batman. I'd do the deep roads as Batman.
I'll do the deep roads on one condition. We do it all on camera, and we just call it the deep road trip. And we, like, act like we're all crammed in a sedan together, and we play games with each other, like, you know, I Spy.
I will turn this video game around, I swear to God, kids.
I'm fairly confident that I can do the deep roads in under 5 hours.
Oh, we always have this conversation.
What the hell happened?
Like, you say that like that's impressive. That's an entire video game.
That's BioShock Infinite, right there.
Yeah. That's BioShock Infinite worth of
Hey,
deep
you should
roads.
eat some
Gordon's
bats.
picking up at the surface in the elevator.
That's like
If I wanna
3
follow
Marlo
you, need to
Briggses.
do this the old-fashioned way.
You rang?
What do I need to do?
You batarang? Batman, please don't do puns.
Oh, no.
I thought I might do puns, though. No, please. Just, please, God,
puns from
don't. We need this from you. We need you, and we don't need the puns. It's like, it's the hero we deserve. I'll give you that much, but we don't need that. Actually, we don't deserve it.
There's no fall damage in this game, yeah? Did I remember that right?
Correct.
I don't
Batman
think
can always
so.
stop himself. Yeah,
I think
he
that's
always
good.
like pulls out his cape. Yeah.
Because if you
Oh,
have
I
these
wouldn't want-
vertical puzzles, climbing puzzles, you need to have that feature. Otherwise, you're just gonna be sad.
This
like,
game was a little. Oh, go ahead.
Have you guys seen that Two Best Friends episode where they did the Spider-Man games, and they did, like, the Amazing Spider-Man one, where, it's like, it sets up a scene where there's, like, a hostage tied to a bomb in the middle of, like, a flaming pit, and there's Spidey up top, and he jumps and he like swings on his web, and a quick time event comes up, and they fail it. And what it just demonstrates is he's like at the apex of the swing, he just lets go and he just face plants right into the flames and splats, limbs flying in like in each direction, and it just cuts to the hostage's face like, what the fuck? That's what it would be like in this game. That's what it would be like if, you know, there's any chance that you could die of falling damage. You wouldn't feel like Batman, you'd feel like some schmuck.
Yeah, exactly. This game is a little like they weren't sure where they wanted to go with their mechanics. Once in a while you can see they like flirt with kind of Prince of Persia type mechanic ideas, which are totally abandoned in later games, but they thought, well, maybe platforming is something people will want to do as Batman.
What do I do here? Structural weakness, okay.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
D-pad, left on the D-pad. Oh no, wait, you don't have the explosive.
You don't have
Thanks,
it
Seamus. Alright, let's open the controls here.
What you want to do is bang your head against the wall over and over again until it stops. Wait, that's what I do. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
What I told you,
1 through 8, so...
You don't have it yet.
Yeah, I was wrong anyway, Josh. You don't have the explosive gel. You don't get that till you get to the Batmobile. How do you get through? I did this. I played through this last week.
Like
I went through this last week and I can't remember. Oh, there you go.
It was so easy, you forgot.
Yes. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Then crawl along that ledge. I mean, we're still doing. I mean, this is really the platforming tutorial, and then later they're gonna have a platforming area where you won't have access to your grapple hook. And
it
so
really seems like
you
should have been able to, like, from at that point, like when you were still on the first side, just be able to leap to the other side. That seems like that would have been a Batman move. I mean, I was actually surprised that you couldn't do that, or maybe you can. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All patients should remain still and place
That noise, that intercom noise.
Crouch under that.
That's very iconic of this game now.
Oh crap!
Oh no.
Josh.
Hi, dude. What's up? What's
So
going
I take
on?
it back. That didn't feel very much like Batman either. Actually, if it had died and just like absolutely established this as non-canonical, that would have been better.
Yeah. Jump across, crawl along. We're doing this entire climb again.
In fact, what I actually would have liked is if Batman had caught himself, just turned to the camera and shook his head.
What's wrong with you?
Why did you have to show up drunk, Josh?
Well, it would be really boring if I showed up sober.
No,
the
Josh,
rest of
we love
us
you
are
for
sober.
We hate you for who you are.
Oh, crap.
We don't hate you anymore when you're drunk.
Oh no.
What am I even... Can I...
That sweet siren call of the Riddler trophy. Ruined it for you. Oh, Seamus, for the blog post for this, I want to send you a picture of my Riddler trophy, because I have one in real life.
Arkham Asylum is
You have to solve a Riddler
Yeah,
puzzle
do that.
and like crawl through a ventilation shaft.
Patients will be pacified on site.
Please tell me you at least crawled through a ventilation shaft. If you have a Riddler trophy and you didn't crawl through a vent and come out with spider webs on your face, then I feel like you didn't earn it.
I got it for free because Riddler's my boyfriend.
We are currently
Oh, well,
experiencing a category red alpha.
Riddle me this, Mumbles.
This is not a drill. Report to your
What's my birthday? Fuck.
Oh man, so when Nick was in the hospital, I had to get his drugs, but the only way I could get it was if I knew his birthday to like prove that I was his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be tough. This is
like
I gotta
whenever-
remember numbers.
Whenever I give out, like... So I'm on my parents' health insurance, right? Because I'm not quite 27 yet. And... It's always like, whenever I go to sign up for new health insurance stuff, it's like, oh, what's the primary account holder's birthday? And I'm like, oh,
Yep, I know, same.
Fuck you, Josh. Look up your friend's
I don't
birthdays.
know what the fuck the answer to this question is.
You have
So
to,
it's always
open
like
up
this
their
really awkward,
Facebook.
like, okay, I'm gonna call my dad at work and ask him what the fuck his birthday is. I know it's in January at some point.
That's why you have a little
And
brother.
it's actually, you're making this call in December, and so he thinks you're gonna get him something.
Haha. Now I'm gonna go on Josh's parents' medical insurance. So when's the primary count on his
Oh,
birthday?
look.
Sometime in January.
I thought this was going to be a lot cooler. I thought that was going to give us
Yeah, it
more
didn't turn
info
out to be.
about Arkham. It's kind of... It's like you said,
It's
James.
bowling.
How they have
Oh, hi,
ideas,
dudes.
but they don't really implement it all the way for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Does it
But
just,
there's a
like,
lot of different versions of like Arkham's pre-story, I guess origin story. Sometimes it's like owned by some old dude who's crazy. Sometimes it's like it's always been an asylum. Sometimes it's like it used to be a cult.
Not yet, but I'm
So there's a
getting
bunch of
close.
dead people
Harley
there.
Quinn tried
Sometimes
to
it's like
slow
an
me
Indian
down.
burial
Dropped an
ground.
elevator on me.
That kind of shit.
So,
Of course.
Josh, during a
I'll get
fight,
back
do
to
you
you when I
just
reach the
like
end of the
shake
trail.
your mouse back and forth on the desk?
Yep.
What is that? That
Oh, fuck!
No, why would you do that?
The view controls are super sensitive in this game. Actually, it's weird.
Mr.
Yeah,
Spock, please
this
trigger the
is definitely-
self-destruct.
Oh.
This is definitely a gamepad game.
Maybe I'll switch to it next week.
What I
Maybe.
what I
I
would
don't
have
know if I want
appreciated
you
is
to-
if to translate the Arkham-like stones, like it was this really involved sort of thing where you have to go through the game like once, and then they're different in the second playthrough. So there's like a different combination, and then it actually just leads to some ARG stuff where you need to go online.
To isolate armed henchmen.
Yeah, I gotta go online, like compare notes with the people doing it, and you have to get some information from like an old Bob Kane comic, and finally you sit down and
No,
it's just
that's
like,
not where I wanted to go. Thanks.
now this is a story all about how his life got turned upside down. Now I'd like to take a minute for the story that's shitty about how Batman became the Dark Knight of Gotham City, and it just
Don't
continues
laugh.
with the entire
Don't
song.
give him a pity laugh, Shaman. He doesn't deserve it. That was awful.
Hi, Jokers.
That was
Gotham City, born and
Batman.
raised.
No, I see.
In the opera is how we spend most of our
Oh, look at
days.
the time! Next episode.